knowledge that you have when you do these things, and I think it's more the moment. These guys came from Woods of Delaware. Where was you from?
Who's fighting right now? Who's fighting right now? Who's fighting right now? Who's
Listen, man, it's your boy Katt, man. Fire Nice Podcast.
Let me see him. Let me see him.
Welcome. You're now rocking with the best. It's Sunday night, the best night of the week. You could be anywhere in the world, but you're vibing with us, man. It's the Live Legends, the One Take Titans. Welcome to the Fire Nice Experience, a Black perspective journey into sports, entertainment, politics, current events, entertainment. Let's get it. It's your boy P. Flanked by the world's greatest, often imitated, never duplicated. My man, Fresh Fire, how you feeling today, bro?
Feeling marvelous, man. You know, I want to give a smooth shout out to all the mothers out there, as it is Mother's Day. Shelly Ryder, hey baby, happy Mother's Day.
Absolutely. Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there.
All the mothers out there, man, from me to you and yours. But like we always do about this time, man, you know, to all my people out in Bangor, Maine, all the way out to Barcelona, Spain. And to my man, B. Matt, doing his best to make it back home from Bucharest. And from my man, Iceman, doing the dance out in Budapest. I want to give everybody out there in the Fire and Ice Experience a great big hello, and how are ya?
Absolutely. So listen, we got a full ledger today, a little of this, a little of that. You know what I mean? Walk with us. Once again, happy Mother's Day to all the mothers. You know, I know all of us guys, that's our first love. You know, mothers is always your first love. Love you, Mom. What up, Cookie?
Hey, Miss Bill.
It's feisty now, you know, nowadays, man. She's real
She's
feisty. Yeah. I found out something about Cookie, too. Cookie's a troll.
A what?
Yeah, she's a troll. She's an internet troll.
Get out of here. Hold on, man.
She gets her shits and giggles from being an internet troll.
Get out of here.
Yeah.
She's found the ways of the anonymous.
Yeah. She's you know, in her retired activities now, she's found great solace in being a troll. No, I'm dead serious, bro. Like that was funny as hell when she told me. Specific, because you know she rides hard for Angel Reese, right? And her specific troll. She has two specific trolls of choice. You know, Angel Reese haters and Trump supporters.
Oh man,
so that keeps her pretty busy.
There's a cross section there. I would assume.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, I'm not into polls or graphs or anything.
Yeah, that's her thing, man. That's her thing.
There's a cross section there.
If you could have saw like the smile on her face when she was describing her antics.
Shout out to Miss Cookie, man. I'm playing troll them up.
I was hollering, man. I was sitting there like, yo, you gotta be kidding me, man. I couldn't control myself, man. I was like, are you kidding me, man? Like, are you like a real troll? Like you like a real troll? Like, oh, it's hilarious, man. I'm dead serious, man. But yo, man, love you, mom.
All the moms out there.
All the moms out there, man. With that being said, man, what's got you on fire today, bro?
Man, I'm not gonna lie, man. Shout out to Dom, my own perspective, man, in the house. I guess what got me on fire today, I was gonna have a real light one. I was like, man, you know, it's Mother's Day. I ain't one coming with the fire, man. But oh man, it
These holidays seem to have produced your more fiery, fresh off of fire.
Nah. That's what I'm saying. I had a pretty good day today. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't even. You know what, man? I ain't even gonna put that out there, man. You know, Fresh ain't even on fire about nothing today, man. You know, not about anything negative. How about that, y'all? Fresh ain't on fire about anything negative today. It was something small and minute, and I was trying to get it up. You know what I'm saying? It's something that, nah, not today, man. It's mommy's day, man. I had a good day today, man. Yeah. I'm not really on fire about anything negative today, man. I'm not on fire about anything.
Man, we ain't got to beat a dead horse. We ain't got to beat a dead horse. Let's keep it moving. You know what I mean? If you're not on fire about something, let's keep it moving. You know.
Shout out to the Iceman, man, checking it from Budapest, baby. Yeah.
Absolutely. Let's get it on. All right. So listen, I mean, battle rap world is on fire. We're not gonna spend too much time on this. You know, we're gonna put a bow on this one real quick. I don't want to spend too much time. I just want to give final thoughts. The battle's over. Public has declared Kendrick Lamar the winner. Kendrick Lamar has emerged victorious in this. This was very interesting, man. Like I was telling you earlier, this has turned into a social experiment for me, man. I learned a lot, you know, in terms of mainly how social media now plays a part in these battle raps, the public perception and the preconceived notions going into a battle, you know, can shape how, you know, one battler's course can differ from the other. You know what I mean? It was interesting, man, because I everything I said prior to this, I would have to retract now.
Yeah,
literally.
Yeah,
I have to retract now because this went totally left. Now, in my opinion, I mean, this wasn't a landslide. You know what I mean? However way you felt it, but it was just how it played out was interesting. You know, it was interesting because I'll say this, and I'll be done with it. I think the accelerated manner and how the music was dropped, it also accelerated my feelings for the whole situation, right? Because as fast as they were dropping music, it almost accelerated kind of my need for this to be over with.
Is that right?
Yeah, because I didn't have to wait for anything. It was like as soon as I turned my head to go get some Welch's, you know what I mean? It was like, oh. Yeah, it was like that. So it was kind of like, damn. I mean, some people would say shout out to hip hop, man. We got a lot of music. I mean, them boys broke streaming records. They top of the charts with this thing. You know, hip hop is relevant. I mean, albeit from mudslinging, you know, hip hop is relevant. Closing thoughts on this, though, I'll say this, man. Canadian might be in trouble.
Is that right?
I mean, if anybody is aware of what's developing on Twitter, this has turned into. It went from a battle, you know, a 20v1 type situation, or I don't want to say 20v1, but a lot of rappers not liking this rapper, and it splintered off into this whole jigsaw sort of Saw kind of murder mystery rap extortion kind of like thing going on Twitter, bro. Listen, it's unfolding right now as we speak. No, I'm dead. Like it's like some Scooby Doo kind of like cryptic, like Joker kind of type.
You gotta give him the hijinks.
Yo, it ain't hijinks. It's like for real, like real deal, kind of like real, like. You got to go to Twitter, man. It's like, so I forget the Twitter, the person, but apparently, for what I'm getting, this person has some effect on the battle in terms of how Kendrick obtained some of the information. This was the information that Drake said that he planned it, yada, 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 but this person is now refuting that. And it makes sense because what has followed has turned into a full-blown suspense thriller, like fucking what was the movie with Brad Pitt and Morgan Freeman?
Seven.
It is turned into that. Listen, listen. This has some serious implications behind it. You know, like go to Twitter, man, and see what's going on. And I'm gonna be done with it. And Rick Ross and the game threw shot at Rick Ross. Rick has yet to respond outside of his normal trolling. You know, that's what he does. And Soulja and 21 is at it now. So there you go. I'm sorry. And Sukihana and JT is at it. Yeah.
Hey, yo.
It's a lot. It's a lot going on.
That was one of the. Yo, that was one.
Random.
Hey, yo. I'm not gonna lie, man. When I seen Sukihana, she had said something about it. I ain't gonna lie, man. Stuff crosses my desk. I'm like, when stuff crosses my eyesight or eye line, it's made its way. You feel what I'm saying? It wasn't just popular. It was like, oh shit, it's made its way. Not saying
it's already trending by then.
Right. You're like, oh, okay, so you're not even trying to be on the ground floor. This is already trending.
This is already trending. Whoa, where'd that come from?
So when I seen Sukihana say something, she was like, why would you make a rap about my tooth falling out while I'm eating crab?
She was like, yo, I just want to make sure. Can you clear the air? Are you talking about me? But see, that goes along with what I said, though. Because I said I'm changing my rules of engagement. And here's how that works in my favor, right? Because what Sukihana did was Suki checked her temperature and she got the answer she was looking for. Because JT went off on a whole IG tirade and basically was like, Well, here, hold on. Matter of fact, I don't want to say it. What it was she was like, no, I wasn't talking to you. Why would you think I was talking about you? But since you jumped out there, boom. Okay, cool. So, all right. So we here now. Cool. Now I have no conscience about what I'm about to do. Because in Cole's sense, Cole made the right move. Apparently, Cole got the phone call. Hey, fam, bow out of this. This ain't about you. Word? Cool. Say less. Okay, so that's a whole nother discussion. Apparently, Cole got the word that, hey, bro, this ain't about you. You know what I mean? It's going to be some things that's going to be said that you don't want associated with your name kind of thing, which i.e. the whole pedophile. And it's ironic that both of them are biracial rappers, Drake and J. Cole. The view of them are totally different. Mm-hmm. The view on their ethnicity is totally different. And with the race angle that Kendrick played, you know what I mean? Bro, you don't want your name a part of this. Bow out of this gracefully.
When you making them kind of allegations, man, you're going to have to come with some proof, man. I mean...
Do you, though?
Yeah. Well, hold on.
Do you, though?
Now, if you just keep it rapping, you sucking my bars better than yours, yeah, you can lie and engross and embellish shit. When you start talking about pedophilia, underage shit, sex trafficking, hey, yo, bro, I might not even be rapping. Bruh, I don't do no shit like that. Fuck that shit. I'm not even rebuttaling that rap. I don't fuck around like that.
But this is why what I said about the rules of engagement have changed, because you've got to now just like coaches going into a game, you got to analyze the opponent, you got to analyze the situation, right? If for the last 5 weeks you've been dead last in the NFL in run defense, and you got a team coming in with a heavy run contingent or a run component to their game, this is not a very good game, right? It's not. If the public they're already tossing around pedophilia, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. You already know where this is going. So do you want to engage in that, because you already know where you're going, right?
Right.
This is the stuff I'm talking about now. Like, this is the stuff that you have to, because it's the advent. You know, it's one thing to have battle rap without social media. Social media has changed everything, because you get instant public gratification and how to you get the barometer of the public instantly, and it's real time voices and people, and sometimes they're driving the narrative.
Most time they're driving the narrative, and that's how I knew. I was like, all right, well, how I feel about this, and that's I button this thing up for us. How I feel about this thing was, I looked at it very differently. I was like, if I dropped from out of nowhere and I was just basing the songs on, song for song, I would have a very different or significantly different view on who won or who's winning than what the public said until the end. Then I was like, oh man, until the end, it was undeniable. And I'm like, I'm not a fool. He won. Kendrick Lamar won. But when I'm looking at, okay, well, whose songs I like better, you know what I'm saying? Not saying whose songs I like better. Whose diss songs or disses or references to disses or diss plays or Instagram or whatever disses, all of that wrapped up. Whose package I like better? Yeah, whose product I like better?
The product.
I like the losing side this time. But it was, to me, Kendrick won in the end. It wasn't as clear cut as some people.
So it sounds like this. It sounds like this, right?
But he definitely won.
Sounds like what's your favorite kind of pizza?
Sausage and pepperoni.
Okay, so if I bring to you a sausage and pepperoni pizza, that's what you want, right?
Mm-hmm.
But if a nigga bring to you a pizza with 2 slices of sausage and pepperoni,
mm-hmm.
you got some plain pizza, and you got 2 vegetable slices. It's multiple slices.
Mm-hmm.
But them 2 slices of pepperoni and sausage pizza is the greatest 2 slices of pepperoni and sausage pizza you've ever had. You like that one more as a whole, that whole product, because that's your thing. But damn it, this pizza got 2 pieces that are absolutely out of this fucking world. And out of all of this, I love these 2 slices right here.
Mm-hmm. I'm cool with that. I like other slices. All I'm saying is, or the other slices got anchovies on them. But these 2 motherfuckers, I don't fuck with anchovies at all.
These 2 slices are better. They from 2 different places,
mm-hmm.
but they nailed that. They nailed that sausage and pepperoni on here with the 2 slices,
and that's good, brother. Like I said, it takes a while for something to cross my path. You know what I'm saying? So something is already trending. Something is already, I'm not going to say decided, but there are almost already clear sides drawn up when it comes past my desk. So when all of this came past my desk, I look at it from a macro level. I don't look at it in the very nuanced as some people do. And those are the people who really have driven the wins, losses. They've been taking the tail of the tape. They've been taking the minutes of myself, I'm like, all I got to do is hear the songs.
Yeah, game shit was tough, Mo. That shit was
yes,
hard.
It was. Game
that
shit was
extremely
tough.
hard. But you know what the public said? Game searching for attention, and nobody try to hear the game. I wouldn't even respond. Blah, blah, blah.
Therein lies the inconsistency.
which is why now.
And that's what I'm saying. Like,
Game got to understand that the public sentiment towards him is not good. So this may not be a great idea.
Hold on. Now, I don't see, but this is what I'm saying, man. Whether I like you or not,
that matters to a lot of people.
I get it, but that shouldn't. And that's what I'm trying to say. Like, there was a lot of. I'm not saying I was biased in any way, but it seems like there was a lot of people biased in the way, like, we glad somebody win at Drake. We tired of dancing and smiling in his face as well.
Can this be said?
I'm listening.
A lot of the Kendrick supporters weren't necessarily Kendrick supporters. They were just Drake haters. I don't even want to call them haters. They were just not supporting Drake. It could have been a lot of people on that side that would have gotten them. That may have gotten that same support.
Yeah,
Drake fatigue. Maybe some Drake fatigue now.
I don't. Like I said, I still have. You don't like me?
Yeah.
Okay, so why don't you just say you don't like
He's
me?
a culture vulture. You know what I mean?
No. Why don't you just say you don't like me?
Well, I mean that seems like the easy way to say it. I mean, but you don't necessarily, because there's status and ranking here. You know what I mean? I gain more by possibly destroying you than just outright saying I don't like you. I can mask my dislike for you under the guise of, just friendly jockeying at the top. This is what the big three does. That kind of thing. I can mask it under that. I think it's perfectly all right. I mean, you don't like me, you don't like me. I mean, cool. But here's my thing. When there's a history of me helping you out, and there's video of you saying you're appreciative of me, and I'm this and I'm that, when did the sentiment change? That's my only issue with that. When did the sentiment change? Because a lot of people, there's at least 4 people on the other side with video saying, "Oh man, homie, man, if it wasn't for him, X, Y, and Z. Oh man, he's just this, he's that." When did that sentiment? Let me know when that sentiment changed. That's my only thing.
I thought.
Shout out to Kendrick.
I thought Drake was at least keeping up until you start seeing motherfuckers in the club. You know what I'm saying?
They not like us. They not like us. They not like us. They not like us. That nigga said.
The nigga won.
That nigga said.
Nigga won.
Freaky ass nigga, you a 69 God. Freaky ass nigga, you a...
Now see, this is what I'm saying. I'm like,
yo, that's great fodder right there. That's great. That's great.
Now here's the thing. I'm a type of person to say, well, if that is fake, if that's just accusations you was just throwing at the wall, hoping to stick, and hoping that people would take it like they took it right now in the present, like, oh man, like yo, like oh man, you can't. Yo,
like I said, a hit. It's a
hit.
It's a super.
But if it's lies in it,
that's not the one where there's questionable things. That's him saying.
I think no.
You used Atlanta to stay relevant. Okay, I can take that. That's totally inbound.
I want to say this and move on. I think a lot of things that Kendrick Lamar said and broached on didn't really mean shit in a rap battle. But he rapped them really nice. So people said, "Ooh, you hear how he said this?" That's a lot of what I heard. You ain't heard what he said. All right, cool, no problem. I still didn't like what he was talking. I don't care what he's talking about.
People that are Sherlock Holmes,
I don't care, man.
And Rap Radar and Rap Decoder when it came to Kendrick, all of a sudden turned stupid when it came to Drake lines. It was weird. Like I said, this whole we have a personal conversation in regards to that, because that's a whole different situation. The bro said you can't just say I'm a pedophile and it's a rap. You can if the public has already put that on you.
I don't think the public has already put it on him.
Okay, so
that's what
you're not. Okay, so you got
that.
Yeah, they've already put that on him.
I didn't.
They've already put that on him. The Millie Bobby Brown situation, the concert where To the naked eye, it looks like he pulled a 16-year-old girl up on the stage and had some extremely questionable antics towards her. Then there's a record exec's daughter who was 17 at the time. There's a picture of him and her allegedly out on a date. This is another one of the girls. Then there's him in what appears to be a high school volleyball gym around a high school volleyball team, and he's got close contact with this girl. Well, in all of those situations, all of those girls have come forward and clarified the situation. But because you got 5 situations that look questionable, people have said, and not only that, and I don't want to make it seem like it's just that, but there are what people are saying other questionable antics with younger women. Even the girl that apparently he's linked to now, Lotto's sister, was like younger.
Well,
like
here's the thing, y'all. Like I said, sometimes my opinion is on that minority. And I'm assuming all of us are looking at this like, oh, Drake too old to be messing with these young girls. That may be fair.
That's a public sentiment.
That may be fair.
That's a public sentiment.
But what I'm going to have to say to y'all these days, and I've been saying it for a while now, man, you're going to have to bring a lot more proof than just saying, oh, yo, Drake. Oh,
I disagree because
XY.
Apparently you don't. Apparently you don't.
For me, because these allegations get thrown around. All right, cool, Breeze. It's not many things people going to the police about, people going to the mat about, people are screaming out about. Pedophilia and rape is one of them.
If son's a pedophile, lock that nigga up, man. Like, instead of worried about
that's what I'm saying.
That nigga behind bars.
This is what I'm this is what I'm saying. I'm like, hold on, bro. How big is a pedophile is he? If you just want to rap about the shit. If you know something for real, and you know he fucks some young girls for real, say something about it. Instead of rapping to this nigga, I think you whack. Now, this is what I'm saying. I'm like, why are you talking about this shit? If he really did this shit, go save these hoes.
Go save
these hoes.
Because two of the girls was like, why do y'all want me to be a victim so bad? You know. But of course, you got people, they trying to protect them, this, that, and the other. They took a settlement. And that's when it goes into some totally different. That's why I said, you know what I mean? It's like, it's already decided. I was like, okay. Because this is why I said it turned into the trial of Drake. Because Kendrick went from the position of not being versus him. He turned into an attorney prosecuting the defendant, who was Drake. Because he didn't have to prove anything. Drake had to prove his innocence. But Kendrick never had to prove anything. He never had to rebuttal anything that Drake implied.
But see, and that's what I'm. And that's I don't want to go on and keep going
let's
on.
Move on. Let's move
that's
on.
what I'm saying. But I was
let's
like,
move on. We out.
You can't say no shit like that without proof, dog.
Well, I mean,
that's what I'm saying. No.
Yeah,
you can say a lot of things. You can say I even take
I can
you
say
shot
you have a daughter and you don't. But hey, man, because another nigga got away with it. No, it's your job to prove you don't have a daughter.
Like I said, with the speed that he came back and said, well, yeah, that I do have a son. Like, oh shit, that was a revelation. This one here was like, I don't have a daughter. So you lying?
Yes, you do.
He said he
lied before. You lied before. Why are you not lying now? You got to be lying now. Why would he say that? Why would he say that? Maybe
some people say he was fed that information to say.
but it's all in what you want to run.
What I'm saying is, Drake in the past admitted, oh yeah, rather swiftly, that I had a son. So Pusha T, Pink, he hit that one out the park.
But you know what he had? He
had the proof that there was a son.
He had info. And that's why you gotta sometimes vet some of these niggas that want to battle you.
And
why do you really want to battle me, bro?
Drake didn't come out and say I don't have a son. He didn't say that, did he?
No.
He said, yeah, I do got a son. He said, no, I don't. He said, where is this? That's what he said. Now he even looked like more of a sucker after saying, where is this fake daughter I have? And I ain't gonna say I believe, but at least I heard that he even fed him the information that he had a fake
That
daughter.
doesn't matter.
Now, if it comes out even later on down the
When
line,
you're the defendant, you can't make accusations because it doesn't matter. When you're the defendant in a trial.
no.
This is a trial, bro.
No.
It's not a battle rap. This is a trial.
No. What's Kendrick Lamar has to prove the allegations that he brings up. That's no.
Hold on.
That's
Hold
he
on,
has
hold
to
on.
prove
Let
that.
me add something. This is the public is the jury. The public is the jury. If he can convince the jury,
These are the same people, and this is what I'm saying. I'm like, that's why I said I'm moving on. I'm bowing out of it because if you could just rap and sound good, which I always say that's all that matters anyway in a song, just rapping and sound good. I don't really care what you said, talking about, whatever. If it sounds good, it sounds fly. Like, yeah, that sounds good, it sounds fly. Like, but do you hear what he's talking about? Some of the stuff not even true.
but
And he's talking about stuff like, and I'm like,
that plays into how now social media is a huge part because now you can go down social media, type in somebody's name, and you can get the public sentiment and be like, oh, okay, this is what they think of him. All right, well, okay, I can run with that.
Motherfucking Jews.
I'm just saying. Moving on. So listen, I know we talked about it before, but I did get a chance to watch it, and it was very nostalgic for me. The Freaknik documentary on Hulu, as the Baltimoreans would say. Hulu. Very nostalgic for me, bro. Very, 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 very nostalgic. Just to look, to feel. It took me back there for those years that I was gone, and I'm pretty sure if anybody else watched it, chime in if you was there or if you watched it. It really took me back to that particular period in terms of, and it was interesting finding out where it actually came from.
Where did it come from?
Where it came from was a group of, a group of students. There was a annual picnic. Mm-hmm. And I think the Freak was a group or something like Freak Out, or that kind of thing.
I want to say it was a fraternity,
and a lot of things was kind of based off of that, and that was like a big thing at the time. So some students couldn't afford to go home on break, so what they did was they arranged a picnic during that time.
Mm-hmm.
But instead of calling it a picnic, they called it Freaknik, a play on words for both. And that's what it started as, just, hot dogs and hamburgers in a specific park in Atlanta.
Yep.
And that's where the origin, and it was a small thing, and it grew year after year after year. Now this wasn't like mid 90s. This was mid 80s when this first started, if I'm not mistaken.
Mid 80s?
Yeah, this was mid 80s.
Okay.
This was just a picnic for the kids that, didn't go home during the break. They stayed on campus.
Right.
And because there was so many of them there, they ended up having a good time. And word grew about this picnic that they were having at this particular time, and it grew and 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 grew. And then
not to cut you off, but speaking of, one of the ways I heard that it grew was from barbershops.
Everything. It grew from everything. It grew from at that time, Atlanta was starting to be a major hub, as far as people relocating. You had Eric Sermon with his rim shop in Atlanta. That became like a spot because everybody went there for rims at one point. But like during that particular time, like there was no rims being sold. It was just Eric Sermon's spot. So you got a famous rapper,
Mm-hmm.
You got a radio show down there. That's getting the word out. So you got the surrounding areas now migrating to Atlanta and now it turns into niggas that don't even go to the school that's there now. You know what I mean? Like, oh, I hear about this joint is popping.
That was one of the ways that I heard that Freaknik specifically. Well, I mean, you know, a lot of ways, but one of the ways specifically that it was grown and talked about was in barbershops. From what I hear of, like you said, a lot of the people in the earlier days when it was small, big ass camcorders walking around, and oh shit.
And that wasn't even a thing until, you know,
right. Well,
the footage,
right.
You know,
and, well, from what I hear, a lot of guys would go back to New York, DC, wherever, you know what I'm saying, they migrated from to go to school in the South and actually show these videos.
Yeah.
And actually, I heard they were even selling some of these videos in the barbershop. Like, yo, this is what the fuck I'm doing on spring break. So that even, you know, like you said before it got big, it helped other people. It helped from word of mouth.
It was the black version of Daytona Beach.
Exactly.
Except when the beach, it was just at, I forget the name of the park in Atlanta, if you remember.
Piedmont? No.
It might have been Piedmont. Yeah. It might have been something like that. It was something like that. But it was a very large park in Atlanta.
Yes.
And they turned it out. You know what I mean? It got bigger and bigger and bigger. And then, you know, you got...
Can I ask you something, good brother? Have you been there? Have you been to Freaknik?
Not to the park. But okay. I've definitely.
So you've been to the feds?
Absolutely.
Do you have a story that you maybe can, not saying involving you or anybody you know, but something you saw at Freaknik?
Nas and Ray on the corner,
just hanging out, huh?
Rapping.
They was rapping?
Yeah, in the back of our hotel. Yeah.
No.
90. This was 90.
No.
This was 96.
Okay, these niggas were still relatively.
This was 96.
No, these niggas is somebody.
This was after the purple tape. This was after the purple tape. They, you know, this was after it was written. I mean, it was written.
This niggas rapping in the parking lot. Huh?
This was random in the back of the hotel. You know what I'm saying? And I, like, matter of fact, the bro was there. That was the year the bro was with me. You know what I'm saying? We happened to have a hotel on Peachtree on the corner. We had because the year before it was treacherous because to go into the city, I mean, it took you imagine the highway being backed up from, you know, Middletown all the way to Philly.
I heard shit was fucked up. I heard it was fucked up.
That's how it was from 95 to Route 1. That was the experience, and it was like you literally could get out the car and just walk the
party
highway.
Right here, yeah, party right there.
It was, and it literally was. Everybody on the cars, yada yada yada. And once you got into the city, I know the first year we went. Once we got into the city, we had a hotel. We had a hotel outside the city. Once you got into the city, you realize there's no fucking way I'm leaving. There's no way
I'm glad I made it here because I ain't leaving.
Yeah, I'm not leaving. Because I mean, everything literally slowed down at that point to the point where it was just a block party everywhere. It was just a huge block. It was a citywide block party. So your thought process was, I'm not wasting my time getting in a car going a block every 3 hours. I'm not doing that. So we searched and found the most hole-in-the-wall-ish motel, bucked up, and we got it. And it was on from there. I don't even remember sleeping the first year I went. I don't remember. That thing went by, but I remember
42 hours of
just everything. It was amazing. And I'll tell you this, my fondest memories was the fact that, you know, and mind you, I'd already been to the Greek, Virginia Beach. Didn't get to hit Jones Beach at that time because that was a big thing too. Jones Beach up north.
Jack the Rapper, like Iceman said, was in Atlanta. Jack the Rapper.
Yeah. Did not get to go to Jones Beach, but we had, you know, the Penn relays in the Greek and
I remember we went to the Penn
Virginia
relays
Beach. It was popping.
Mm-hmm.
Caught wind of that, and that turned into Bike Week down in, you know, South Carolina. That's where
I had
that's
a
from.
fucking ball in
That's where
Bike
that's
Week,
from.
man. I had a fucking ball. Shout out to Junior Baker, man. Jacksonville Duval. That nigga had us laughing all fucking night long, man.
Real authentic
Wink
nigga.
Diggy, man.
Real
Oh,
authentic
man.
nigga.
Iceman.
Nigga, Newport News nigga.
Be mad. Who else in the building was in the building? And who else?
Oh yeah, we had a whole squad, man.
I know
we
we
had a whole
had
squad.
me,
Buck was
you,
down there. Buck was with us.
Buck. That's what,
Yeah, I
Buck.
remember Buck B. Matt and Ice was already down there. It was in North Carolina running that joint, so they was already
Me,
down
your
there.
horse came down.
Yeah, they got it firsthand kind of thing.
And Junior Baker and Wink was already down, and that was the 8.
Yeah, we was strong. But like I said,
and rest in peace, my baby Miguel.
Maestro, love you, boy. he had a out of body experience down that motherfucker, literally. But I mean, to you know, the beautiful, like Keith Murray said, the most beautifulest thing was the fact that I sat in the back of we had a cargo, not a cargo van. Remember the Astro van with the VCR in it and all that?
Yeah, like the Sprinter Johns.
Me and my man sat in the back of that John, and we was in traffic, man. And you could literally sit in the back with the doors open and take observe the scenery. And it was absolute chaos, but it was so beautiful because everybody was dapping you up. You know what I mean? Like everybody saw different looks. St. Louis niggas, Detroit niggas, you know what I mean? Tennessee niggas, Miami niggas.
Yeah, you see how niggas Stilo is.
It was, you know, you get everybody, man. Niggas is drinking. Oh man, what you got? Here you go home, boy. You know, niggas is pouring, niggas pouring you up. Now, mind you, I'd never do that now. I ain't taking no drink from a nigga, but that's how innocent it was.
Nah,
I didn't see no animosity, no pistols, nobody pushing, nothing. Everybody was having a good time, man. Now, you know, there was an undercurrent to it, but from what I saw, it was just beautiful, man. Just like everybody vibing, man. It was the biggest party I ever been to in my life. The biggest party I've ever been to in my life.
I can believe that.
And it was beautiful chaos. That's the only way that I could describe it.
I can believe that.
It was beautiful chaos. So shout out to those originators, man, of that whole experience. And there's a whole story.
Yeah, man.
There's a whole story in reference to them trying to revive it. There was an organization that
bring it back, please.
No, they did. They actually did, and they turned it into something else. Like it was more of a concert, and it was, of course, when you have something like that, it because there was some salacious parts and a lot of debauchery that started to happen when because you got to add that combustible element of Luke into it early on, which turned it into something else.
Whoop!
Now, mind you, I don't think he turned it into something. Those elements were already there because when that's what we do, man. We party, we have a good time, we dance.
Yeah.
It might go overboard in certain areas, and it's like Luke was the face of that. He was the face of it.
Thanks, Onk. Thanks,
you know what I'm saying? So I mean, from what I saw, it was beautiful. You know what I mean? The hospitality, the love from everybody, no matter where it was, man. I chopped it up with people from all over. You know what I mean? And it was all love. I still remember some of the dudes, man. Because of course we stick out to each other. You know when you meet a joker and like, oh shit, that nigga not.
I always remember that nigga from St. Louis.
Or that nigga from Baton Rouge, or you know what I'm saying, or that, or
only met Junior Becker that one time.
But you got
Jack Duval County.
you know what I mean. You know him.
Bitch, you ain't from Jacksonville. They put their asses on dicks in Jacksonville.
You know it. You know what I'm saying. You know it.
I love Junior Baker.
But yeah, man, that's
Salute, boom.
And there was like a little bit of a tension between the new owners of the actual entity, the Freaknik, and the old founding members. Okay. There was some tension there in terms of them trying to bring it back and the way that they was doing it, and it's an interesting watch, man. It's an interesting watch. And then to tie it all into a nice little bow, there was also a political component that went with it, because unbeknownst to me at the time, I'm in it, but you got to remember the Olympics. Atlanta had just scored the Olympics.
Red Dogs.
You know what I'm saying? They had just scored the Olympics, right? So what you're seeing in BMF, when they mentioned the Olympics, you know what I mean? Like they had scored the Olympics, and this is like kind of going on like concurrently. And I distinctly remember from one year to the next, the stark difference in how the transportation was. One year it was just utter chaos on the road in terms of the highways. To the next year it was
you can go here, and here.
Yeah, we funneling y'all where we want y'all. You no longer can just simply just run the city. We're funneling you where we want you to go. And as bad as the situation was the prior year, this made it just
worse.
I mean, worse from an unbearable standpoint, because it was no longer fun. It was almost like, okay, this is being policed now.
Yeah.
It's being policed. And you could tell that the city don't want this no more.
Yeah, it's getting into a gray area.
Yeah, the city don't want this no more. It's too much of a hassle. Business owners is leaving town. They're shutting down for the weekend because it's Freaknik weekend. They're shutting down, so they lose. Now, mind you, this generated millions of dollars for the city, but the prospect of losing the Olympics was too great for the city, so they got to do something. You know what I mean? You got business owners that would routinely pack up their business and leave.
Yeah, for the week or whatever. Yeah,
homeowners. I mean, this was for them. This was vacation week. Like, oh, we getting out of here. No.
I mean, I can see that. I can see that. But what a lot of people don't understand, like you were saying about, people packing up and taking their businesses and stuff like that. But if you're going to have something like a Freaknik, and that thing is kind of unfiltered and all those kind of things, it brings a commerce to your city.
Oh my God.
The only thing that could have really trumped that commerce that came to your city that was Freaknik was something of an Atlanta Olympics. I would go out on a very shaky limb with a bunch of fucking money and say there would still be a Freaknik, or it would have went on a lot longer as we knew it of, if there wasn't the prospects of and the reality of the Olympics going to Atlanta. Because not only did, the Olympics didn't come till 96. Mm-hmm. The Red Dogs started before. Mm-hmm. So they started shutting a lot of things down before the 96 Olympics. We have to get this in proper. We may have on our face look like we're ready for an Olympics, but when they actually give us the pamphlet and the booklet of this is what really has to happen for the Olympics to go down to your area, because now that we've given it to you, Atlanta, you have to have these things go down.
We've seen it on a small scale when Frawley Stadium was built, that kind of thing. We've seen when Philadelphia Union, how they direct traffic to a certain area, and then all of a sudden you start to see the different restrictions and the different sort of parameters that they put in place so that people that are watching these games or partaking in these sorts of events only see certain things. They only see certain areas.
I'll bring up an Olympics that is pretty close to in history in our memory banks. Do you remember Sochi? Sochi, I want to say, I don't know where it is, but it's Sochi. And people was like, oh man, how did they get the Winter Olympics there? Like, we're the little town that could, and we got it. This was just in like 2018, 2020, something like that. And they wasn't ready for what was really fucking coming to their town in Sochi. Russia? It was somewhere over there, but it was Sochi. I remember Sochi because they would take the Olympians was actually taking pictures of their beds like, yo, we're sleeping on cardboard on top of foam. So you can imagine what the city of Sochi was built up. It was like, it was actually prop houses built.
That's a whole nother subject.
Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, so you have no idea.
The Olympic fraud.
They shouldn't have had it. They was like, yo, we're the Olympians. We're the ones supposed to be getting the best of the best right now. We're getting ham and cheese sandwiches. The people who serve us to live around here, They had to give us ham and cheese sandwiches, let alone the people who don't work for Sochi.
Community event.
That's what I'm saying. In Sochi, I can't remember. So I don't know what. I know it's somewhere in Far East, but Sochi, whatever. It was the Sochi Games. It was Winter Games, and to piggyback on Atlanta, they had to do a lot of shit to be prepared for the Olympics.
Atlanta went through a lot, and if you watch the documentary, you'll see. Good documentary, man. Even stuff that I didn't know, but very good documentary. To tie a bow on that. Moving on. So, how many of y'all own Ring cameras? You got a Ring camera?
No.
Hey,
No,
Cookie,
I
my mom got a Ring camera, and I got to turn her on to this because,
speak on it, bro. Speak on it. Speak on it.
The FTC says Ring employees illegally surveil customers, failed to stop hackers from taking control of users' cameras.
Speak on it, bro.
Under proposed FTC order, Ring will be prohibited from profiting from unlawfully accessing consumers' videos, paying $5 million in consumer refunds. This is active, up to date. If you own a Ring camera, you might want to look into this. What does the commercial say? You may be entitled to compensation.
I've been saying that.
You may be entitled to compensation.
Please continue.
The Federal Trade Commission charged home security camera company Ring with compromising its customers' privacy by allowing any employee or contractor to access consumers' private videos and by failing to implement basic privacy and security protections, enabling hackers to take control of consumers' accounts, cameras, and videos. Under a proposed order, which must be approved by a federal court before it can go into effect, Ring will be required to delete data products such as data, models, and algorithms derived from videos it unlawfully reviewed. It also will be required to implement a privacy and security program with novel safeguards on human review of videos, as well as other stringent security controls, such as multi-factor authentication for both employee and customer accounts. Ring's disregard for privacy and security exposed consumers to spying and harassment, says Samuel Levine, director of FTC's Bureau of Consumer Protection. The FTC's order makes clear that putting profit over privacy doesn't pay.
Good brother Antoine Price, Sochi, Russia, 2014 Winter Olympics.
Good call. Good call. Thoughts on that, bro? If you got a Ring camera, look into that, man. If you got a Ring camera, look into that. You may be entitled to compensation.
If you notice, well, I noticed this a while ago that I want to say England, they was like, we're putting up like 10,000 cameras and this and that. And this was like I want to say the 90s, maybe the 2000s. Like, why are they doing that? And they explained why they did it. It was like, well, we can't have coppers all over the place. So you'll be surveilled all over the place. Surveilled.
It's brilliant.
Surveilled. Now, mind you, this is just cameras in the streets where London Town can put them, not Ring cameras. This is even before the invent of Ring cameras. Fast forward to,
would you call that just micro surveillance technology, so to speak?
Well, that was they had cameras up in their streets. It wasn't private sector yet.
Okay.
But the basic premise was,
you said it again. You said
private sector. But the premise is we don't have enough coppers to run down all the crime in real time and all that. We know that. But guess what we can do? Surveil everywhere. Check the tapes, and we'll lock you up on a later date. Cool. Because a lot of people thought, oh, cameras up, we're going to come in and lock you up right here now. No, it doesn't work that. You can commit several crimes in front of a camera. They won't lock you up for days. You know what I'm saying?
At their discretion.
Right. So, when it comes down to, excuse me.
So I'm going to give you an example once you're done.
I'm going to say, when it comes down to people wanting to, what are we talking about again? I've been drinking, man. I've been drinking.
All right.
What are we talking about again?
You're talking about the town installing not necessarily Ring cameras, but portable cameras as opposed
Right.
to
I'm saying when we get to
actual
America,
officers.
when we fast forward to Americans, and we have our cameras around here like England had their cameras around here. There are a bunch of cameras around, you don't even see them, but they don't surveil neighborhoods and private property and so forth and so on. With the advent of Ring cameras, who always are pointing pretty much to the public, it has the capability to record everything that's out in front of your house.
Cloud technology now.
But you are part of the private sector, as opposed to the cameras that surveil all over publicly are part of the public sector. So all the cameras that may catch a crime may not be public cameras or readily available to use as evidence. So they've been doing some nefarious things, and they've been asking some people some stuff. You know, let me just get your ring.
That happened.
Proceed.
That happened recently to me, where there was a crime in the area. A officer showed up to the door and said, and I quote, "Hey, I see you have a camera or surveillance system set up. Would you mind if we took a look at what you caught?" So yeah, that's how that works. With the advent of individualized personal security, and not just Ring, but some of us may have ADT, some of us may have Xfinity, your own personal security. You can get a knock on the door where an officer asks if they can view your personal security files in terms of what your camera may have caught. And what they'll do is they can compile your information with the neighbor and anybody else in the cul-de-sac and come up with multiple angles. And boom. And also an example in terms of what was going on with Ring. According to the complaint, these failures amounted to egregious violations of users' privacy. For example, one employee over several months viewed thousands of video recordings belonging to female users of Ring cameras that surveilled intimate spaces in their homes, such as their bathrooms or bedrooms. The employee wasn't stopped until another employee discovered the misconduct. Even after Ring imposed restrictions on who could access customers' videos, the company wasn't able to determine how many other employees inappropriately accessed private videos because Ring failed to implement basic measures to monitor and detect employees' video access.
I would just, good brother, you have been ringing the ears of the good brother Antron Price. He's saying people have said this years ago when they had folks hacking into people's Ring cameras inside their homes, talking to them. Like, yo, you might want to flip that grilled cheese, it's great burn. Who the fuck is yo? Right. But you live alone. That's what one thing I will say, I said this to my wife one day. I was like, yo, they always keep talking about Ring camera, the day we have, if you have any Ring camera, turn it in. I was like, they don't understand. Well, I said the resident, or maybe the resident does, but most of these residents don't understand that you are not at liberty to give these people your Ring stuff. Like, man, this is my personal shit. Dog, I'm surveilling my house. Or you could have caught a crime on tape. Now, I may want to give you, go ahead and take it. But then again, I another like, you're not going to keep coming to me every week if I live on a block where there are a whole bunch of crimes that happen.
Right.
Can we get your Ring? No, man, no. Get away from my house. Because if everybody on the block has a camera and there's a crime on the block, you would think, oh, we're just going to go to let me get yours, let me get yours. all this so we can just have a running play of the crime. Dog, what's up with your cameras? What's up with your investigative tactics to solve this crime? My personal home security is my decision to give to you as evidence, because it's not evidence per se. This is my home security. It may have caught something that you're looking for. I ain't got to give it to you because you asked me for it. And I see you're advocating for more Ring cameras so you have more people to ask for more shit from.
Right.
Wow.
Interesting. So listen, if you own a Ring camera, there is a very, 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 very big lawsuit that you maybe, like I said, Cookie, we got to talk because I know you got a Ring camera. So maybe a couple dollars in it for you. Okay. Hey, listen, you can never have too much money. But there is yeah.
Where's the line? Where's the line though? You feel what I'm saying? Where's the line? Where
is there a line?
Well, I know there's no line for the police. What I'm saying, I mean, there's no line of what they would ask you for, but they have a line like we can ask you, but we can't demand it from you. We can't demand it from you. We can ask you for. Well, I don't know this for sure. I don't know this for sure.
What they're banking on is that as an upstanding citizen,
right,
you would freely provide access to what your camera has seen. And in a perfect world, it makes sense, bro.
Right. In a perfect world, which we don't live in. So that's what I'm saying. I'm like, therein lies the rub. They're like, well, why don't you want to help police out, with your Ring cam? You're like, in the immortal words of Ice Cube, Eazy-E, Dr. Dre, DJ Yella, MC Ren. Fuck the police. Why am I at liberty to give you any fucking thing? Oh, well, you got a Ring camera. You can help us.
Like I said, it ain't necessarily.
Ain't nobody steal shit from me.
You have security,
right? Yeah,
you have security.
But that's security. My home, not even a public home.
Now I'm not. That's not to say. Now you can. Now, if you want to help your boy in the cul-de-sac because for whatever reason, you can. But I'm not obligated to. This security cameras to protect my premises.
Yeah. How about you pay me if this is what you feel? If you feel like this is a high crime area, how about you pay me bi-weekly, we'll say. And we ain't talking about, I'm like, I'm running a security camera for you. You know what I'm saying? This is a significant leg of your investigative section.
Moving on. So, in the area of what the fuck is going on here. Now, this goes along with and I don't want y'all to take this the wrong way, but I don't really care. We have a running joke because now is kind of like the advent of like teachers harassing young male students and being a boy toy at 15, 16, 17 years old, right? I mean, like, and our running joke is, well, where the fuck was these teachers at when we was coming?
Right.
You know what I mean? I remember the famous South Park episode where Kyle's little brother was being harassed by the teacher. Well, not harassed. Well, I guess he was being harassed, but
I'm the
like and simultaneously was the episode with the Dog the Bounty Hunter episode. They ran
Go with Christ.
So Kyle's little brother had a relationship with his teacher. And every time Kyle would try to stand up for his little brother, we went to the cops with everybody else. And it was like, nice.
Ooh, it's the hot math teacher.
It was like, oh man, the hot math man. Where was all these hot teachers at when I was in school? But I digress. So we got a lawsuit, right? And it involves one of the hottest female rappers in the game, right? A new lawsuit filed by Megan Thee Stallion's former cameraman, Emilio Garcia, accuses the singer of a hostile work environment and harassment, including allegedly forcing him to watch her have sex with another woman while he was trapped in a moving vehicle.
Hey, hold on, man. Hold on, good brother. I don't understand. Hold on.
Let's think about it. You want to read that again? Can we read that again?
Go ahead. I just want to. That's what you talking about. That's what you talking about. Good old Maggie.
A new lawsuit filed by Megan Thee Stallion's former cameraman, Emilio Garcia, accuses the singer of a hostile work environment and harassment, allegedly forcing him to watch her have sex with another woman while he was trapped in a moving vehicle. Right?
All right.
Okay.
You said that's the photographer, right?
Yeah.
The photographer.
Yeah.
That's
in
the
a press
driver.
release,
all right, cool.
Garcia's legal team also alleged that the plaintiff is owed more than 6 figures in back pay, and he endured fat shaming and intolerable working conditions that resulted in physical sickness and emotional distress during his time working for the singer.
Okay.
Now, the lawsuit, which lists Megan Thee Stallion, her companies Hot Girl Touring, and Megan Thee Stallion Entertainment, and Rock Nation as defendants. According to the suit, Garcia began working with Stallion in 2018 as her personal cameraman and started working for the Grammy winner full-time a year later. In one alleged incident from June 22nd, June 2022, Garcia says that he traveled to Ibiza, Spain with the singer. After a night out, Garcia claims he, Stallion, and 3 other women were in an SUV together when Stallion and one of the women began having sex next to him. In the complaint,
What's this?
Garcia said he was embarrassed, mortified, and offended throughout the whole ordeal and could not escape the situation because they were in a moving car in the middle of nowhere in a foreign country.
Vaginas are nasty.
I felt uncomfortable. I was kind of frozen and I was shocked at kind of just the overall audacity to do this right beside me, Garcia told NBC News in an interview Tuesday. A day later, Garcia claims Stallion warned him, "Don't ever discuss what you saw." According to the lawsuit, Garcia claims that during the same trip, Stallion called him a fat bitch and told him to spit your food out and said you don't need to be eaten. The complaint claims that the harassment was so severe or pervasive that it created a hostile, abusive work environment for Garcia. To hear someone who advocates about loving your body tell me those things, Garcia told NBC, I felt degraded. Additionally, upon returning from Ibiza, Garcia claims that his compensation structure had changed from a monthly flat rate to being paid per task, and that he saw a decrease in bookings from Stallion and her team.
I can see that happening.
I'm gonna let you go on this, and then I'll wrap it up.
First thing I felt in my spirit when I even started reading the first words, I was like, this photographer must be a woman. And then when I heard, as soon as I heard it wasn't a woman, I was like, oh, this gentleman is queer. Is queer.
LGBTQ.
That's the Q.
Okay.
That's the Q, or the gay, or the gay.
It could be a couple of them. We don't want to relegate.
Could be a couple of them. I said, this must be a woman. I said, because when I first heard of it, I said, okay, I thought it was the driver. And the driver looked over, oh.
It's 0 hour, bro.
Got you. I said, I'm thinking it's the driver. We looking motherfucking back, and oh shit, they back there fucking, and it's crazy.
Nah, you back there.
Nah, I'm talking about, I'm thinking it's a woman and a man. oh shit, I'm like, I see how that could maybe kind of get
Dicey.
so right. So I'm thinking like, oh, this is the photographer. Okay, cool.
You're in the back, baby.
But hold on though. It's not very many photographers that's going to say, hey man, I don't like this stuff that's going on right here.
It may be some. Let's get bit. Let's play devil's advocate. It
Well,
may be some.
well,
Because listen. Okay, so before you go, and I want you to keep that train of thought. I don't want to be insensitive to someone who may not necessarily want to see that act. We're talking strictly from a male perspective because I'm a male, a straight male, you're a straight male, and we're talking strictly from a straight. I understand if even if you're not LGBTQ and you don't want to see that, you're within your right to think, wow, this is repulsive. This is alarming. I can't believe you are subjecting me to this.
Yes.
Now, there's another sentiment that I want to discuss, and that is from a male heterosexual perspective. Go.
well, I was seeing this motherfucker. I'm like, hold my beer. You know, where do I fit in?
Nah, where's my beer?
You know what I'm saying? Hold my beer. I need to get in this. What I'm saying was there would have been a lot of people who would have been okay with this. I just knew the only people who wouldn't have been okay with this had to be gay. That's what I knew. You could have been lesbian. You would have been all right with this shit. You could have been straight. You would have been super all right with this shit. Guess who would never be all right with this shit? A gay person. Now, did Megan Thee Stallion know this man was gay?
We don't even know. We don't even know if he was gay.
Now
we just speculate.
Now,
allegedly.
Okay, cool. Let's just say it was that repulsive. It turned off a straight photographer. That fucking I can't stand this shit.
This is insane.
Oh my heavens! What is?
This is unprofessional.
Let's just say.
Now, mind you, I signed up to be a photographer for a very salacious, female, provocative hip hop artist.
For one, why haven't I taken pictures when I'm the photographer? Maybe not have taken pictures of you in the act. No. No. Not pick. Oh, I'm repulsed by the actual act of you guys doing this. But let me take.
I'm uncomfortable. You said I'm uncomfortable.
But let me always take pictures of the participants.
You're not even doing your job.
I am doing my job. If I'm a photographer. I always take pictures. That's why you brought me to Ibiza, right? So I may not take pictures of the actual sexual act, but I will take pictures of the people involved and make note to something that may have happened. I don't know. You may have to revert to these pictures of these people who was in this car, excuse me, in this truck. Oh, these was the people? Yeah, and I got pictures. I wouldn't even, she would be running. I ain't gonna say running, but she would be like, yo, is this something I can do to make this go away now? Because they don't look at Megan Thee Stallion as being wrong. They're looking at you as a sucker ass simp. Because you don't have any pictures of this shit. If you'd have took pictures of it in today's day and age, not saying taking pictures of the exact act. If you'd have said, this is the repulsive shit going on, and these are the people who did it. No, that would have a whole lot different perspective than, oh, I'm just repulsed at them fucking in front of me. All right, cool.
My guy. Damn. It's a great photography opportunity.
That is. Damn. And that's what I'm saying. Like, not even the sexual acts. I'm like, no, I will keep that.
He's repulsed by Meg Thee Stallion's female, her Meg Thee Stallion's sexual tryst with another woman.
Mind you, I ain't even feeling like that. I'm like,
look, they're gonna kick me out for a different reason.
Why my photographer got his pants down to his ankles? Yo, what you doing, bro?
Hey man,
is that taco meat? Oh,
hey man, listen.
That's the part that look. All right. I'm not saying I'd have been okay with what they allege happened in the back of the van or whatever, but I'm not that person. What I am saying is, without you having some type of proof of what you was going through, and maybe not even maybe not even a picture of what was going on. Take a picture of your motherfucking face while it was going on. Oh my God, I'm so repulsed. You're a photographer. That's why they brought you. That's why I ain't saying.
That's why you're here.
I'm not saying to photograph the acts of the sex, but you can't tell me they ain't want you to photograph them together. I would have So if I'd have felt, I wouldn't have. But when this particular person felt some type of way about them saying, "Oh, why you saying something about us doing this in your face?" I'd have like, "This is how I felt when you did this in front of my face."
Right.
This is how I felt. I would have just been sitting there like, "Oh my God." I know I would have just been sitting there at all. But I'm just saying, this particular photographer sitting there like, I'm appalled.
You can't believe it. All right. I just thought, to me, as a male heterosexual, and listen, as a member of, if you are a member of the LGBT community, these are just jokes. Y'all gotta get them too. Y'all not exempt from these jokes. I just would have liked to have been in that situation. That would have been awesome. Yeah. Moving on, bro. Moving on. So listen, I had a thought today, man, and I always see, and I'm gonna take it back to the battle rap thing and black culture and this, that, and the other. We always mention black culture. Do it for the culture.
Okay.
One for the culture.
Okay.
The culture needed that.
Mm-hmm.
Win for the culture, right? Is there such thing as white culture?
Absolutely.
Talk to me, because I just want to get your take. Is there such thing as a white like? Is it? Do they say it like we say it? Like in the sense that we say it, or is it just like?
No, there are things coded in white.
So you said coded.
Society.
When we say it, a one for the culture. Or
but that's one for our culture.
Do it for the culture.
Okay.
Like, I know they like. Of course, we're different. Like we're when we say do it for our culture, it's swaggy.
When we say do it for the culture, we're literally meaning do it for the culture. When they saying shit like reverse Roe versus Wade, you know what I'm saying? That's doing it for the culture. But you know what I'm saying? It's coded like
nepotism is doing it for the culture.
Yeah, that's doing it for our culture. That's what they have a fuck you mean? Close the border down.
They doing it for the culture.
This is for the culture, duh. Like you said,
police brutality, or is that for the culture? They doing it for the culture.
This is what
illegal. What do they call them? Livestock, like that kind of shit. Like illegal searching. Stop and frisk. That's for the culture.
That's for the culture. They don't, like you said, we don't have to say shit for the culture, but we still say like for the culture. Hey, they say shit like We know it's for our culture. This is the shit we've been doing forever for our culture. Why the fuck we need to say it? Stop and frisk those motherfuckers. Do I need to say it?
But if they did, though, do it for the culture, bro. Do it for the culture, bro.
That's exactly what they're talking about.
I'm just saying.
They have
So is the White House ready for the culture?
Oh, hell yeah. Insurrection for the culture.
For the culture.
For the culture. Hell yeah. That's, bruh. Things is understood don't need to be said, bro.
Let me throw another one out there. Was Kyle Rittenhouse for the culture?
For the culture. For the culture. For the culture. Anna something Green out in Georgia for the culture. For the culture. She ain't gotta say Trump for the culture. They ain't gotta say
so
it.
What's their version of for the culture? Like, cause it can't be for the culture, cause that's our shit.
Yeah, it gotta be.
It can't be for the culture, man.
It
gotta be something like we gotta identify that with something. Because when we say for the culture, it's for us.
I love my country. I love America. You know, integrity. Integrity.
Hey yo, that's what a Randy Marsh. Integrity.
That's the culture, though. White people, I like the white people I like.
Because I mean, Randy devolved into literally like I don't want to say like a white supremacist, but Randy devolved into like
for the culture,
like a middle America, like like blue state type.
And
Randy
he thought he was doing all the things right. That he was like, I thought I was doing.
I thought this was America. I thought this was America.
So some integrity, man. But this is those always look. I like the white people I like, and there are some white people who have flavor.
You like?
Yeah, and it's
shout out to my brother
people.
Jason Ballou, man. Love you, boy.
I'll be like, no, I'm like, it's
I hate UNC, but I love you, bro.
There are a lot of white people who don't have flavor, or I ain't gonna say it's a robotic, but you can kind of predict or whatever, or see where they're at.
Yo, bro, listen. Bro, did you see the video bro posted of I guess it's two people on vacation. And
oh my God, I might gotta bring that up. I might gotta pull that up.
Bro.
It was one doing it and one.
What in the hellmans is going on here, bro?
It was one doing it and one trying poor to do it.
Nigga, she looked incapable.
I have a rod in my back. That's not I
have a rod in my back, and I'm not even hearing the same music. They not even hearing the same music.
You know what? I may have to pull this up for the people, but you want me to show that to the people, man?
Fucking right. Sure, it's because it's hilarious, man. It's just I just think we got to be able to laugh at ourselves, man. You know what I mean? We got to be able to laugh at ourselves. And listen, they're dancing to the same music.
You would think.
No, they are. Listen, they are dancing to the same music. However,
in theory.
Bro, they're dancing to the same music.
Hold on, do I got it on mute? I got it, yeah. Oh no, she tried so hard.
But see, this is the beautiful thing about two different cultures. We're trying to mesh and mend together. We're trying. This is an example of two cultures trying to blend together.
Trying. That looks bad. That looks bad, man.
I guess depending on how you looking at it. Because for the culture, yeah, it looks bad, but integrity. I don't know. Integrity might be like, yeah.
Yeah.
Moving on.
I guess when you say it like that, yeah.
Moving on. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. I'm just thinking out loud. Just thinking out loud. Just thinking out loud.
Hey, before we move on, are you familiar with Bob's Burgers?
Yes, a little.
Oh my God, she was dancing like Tina Belcher.
Yeah, you're a horrible human being. Listen, before moving on to some sports, right? Before moving on to some sports, we're gonna close with something a little serious. You know, Iranian rapper Tumaj Salehi sentenced to death for backing protests, right? An Iranian court has sentenced a dissident rapper to death. Iranian, mind you.
Mm-hmm.
This is not in America. This is Iranian.
Or Iranian, as they would say.
Iranian. Drawing criticism from United Nations human rights officials. The rapper has been jailed for more than a year and a half for supporting protests sparked by the 2022 death of Mahsa Amini. Branch 1 of Islam Revolutionary Court sentenced Tumaj Salehi to death on the charge of corruption on earth. Let's be clear. He was sentenced to death on the charge of corruption on earth, said the artist lawyer Amir Raizan. According to the reformist Sharq newspaper, state media said Thursday that Iran's judiciary confirmed the death sentence, but added that he is entitled to a sentence reduction. Now you're probably like, what the fuck is going on? Salehi, 33, was arrested in October 2022 after publicly backing the wave of demonstrations which erupted a month earlier, triggered by the death in custody of 22-year-old Amini, an Iranian Kurd who had been detained over an alleged breach of the Islamic Republic's strict dress rules for women. Months of unrest following Amini's death in September 2022 saw hundreds of people killed, including dozens of security personnel and thousands more arrested. Iranian officials labeled the protests riots and accused Tehran's foreign foes of fomenting the unrest. The Revolutionary Court had accused Salehi of assistance in sedition, assembly, and collusion, propaganda against the system, and calling for riots, Raizan said. Criticism of government policy, including through artistic expression, is protected under the rights of freedom of expression and the right to take part in cultural life. It must not be criminalized, the statement said. We are alarmed by the imposition of the death sentence and the alleged ill treatment of Mr. Salehi, which appears to be related solely to the exercise of his right to freedom of artistic expression and creativity.
Word. You said this was Iran, right? Iran, not Iran, but they say that we're not Iranians, we're Iranians.
Iran.
I would believe all that shit that you just said about free speech and all that shit does not apply to to Muslim law. Iran, I would assume, is either under or close to Sharia law, which is Muslim law.
Okay.
Which they say which we like to say around here. They say there's a separation in church and state. The church would be Christianity and the state would be the law and the government and those type of things. Over there, the religion would be Muslim and the law would be Muslim. There is no separation of church and state.
No separation.
So
there's no option.
There is no option.
So going into this,
this young brother who probably has some great views on progression.
Keep that shit to yourself.
You are in the wrong place to be expressing those.
It's not America.
Those express specific views. You know better than I know. And I tell you, homie, you shouldn't say that there. I ain't saying you shouldn't say that. But I tell people all the time, don't you take your ass to Russia. Because if you go to Russia, you under Russian law. Now, you can't be over there, getting locked up at your airport with weed, vapes. You feel what I'm saying? This ain't America. This ain't fucking America. I'm just saying. So, don't go to fucking Russia. I caught it straight.
Hey, man, I'm just saying.
But if you know the laws of the land, then that person who got caught with weed vapes at the airport possibly knew the laws of the land. You, Shahid, I can't even pronounce your name. You know the laws of the land. The artist. What I'm saying is I'm putting even more onus on you. You know how serious this is around here.
Right.
You know, good brother.
It's like being in a gang neighborhood,
Excuse me.
knowing the politics and just saying, fuck it.
I'm going to wear red in a blue neighborhood. They know I don't gangbang. No, it don't go like that.
It doesn't go that way.
It don't go like that. And you know it don't go like
it
that.
is around here.
Right.
You've grown up into this. This is how I grow. This is how it goes around here.
And this is the thing I say. I hope those people who have those views in those parts of the world can get out of those parts of the world to actually give their views up without being persecuted. You can't stand in Iran with their views on Islam and all that and talk about Islam. It ain't happening. You need to be a couple countries away to say that about.
Can't be under that jurisdiction. That's what that comes down to.
I know that several jurisdictions away. You know that being in that jurisdiction. So I'm saying what you're saying may need to be said, but you know more than I know that where you're saying it at probably will get you a 20 to life sentence and what you got. And not like America and some other countries, you will not be seen as a martyr for someone who stood up for rights in your country because the law does not beget the religion there. The religion is the religion, and the religion is the law.
Right.
You go against the religion, you go against the religion and the law. Everybody around here is down with that. For some reason, sir, you choose to diss us. You choose to diss us in our face, thinking we fucking playing with you. And you know better than I know. And I'm a couple continents away, a few countries away. I admire your bravery, but I would have told you if you'd have asked me, I said, man, you might want to get away a couple countries away so they don't just lock your ass up for saying shit that they don't like, even though you might be true on what you're saying.
Don't like it. They ban it.
This is what I'm saying.
This is punishable by death.
There are several people who rage. Hold on. I'm not saying anything against Islam. I'm saying anything against bad people in religion. There are people who rail against bad people in religion all over the earth. One thing I would not suggest you do is to rail against the religion in that religion person's home. I would not, because religion means something to people, right, wrong, or indifferent, or how it has been enacted upon you.
the majority of our wars and conflicts are based in
religion
or rooted in
religion.
You got to be conscious of that. So
yes,
moving on. Let's stay fresh, man. Something we haven't done in a minute, man.
What we doing?
You know, let's talk some hoop, man, because we knee deep
you
in
know
NFL
what?
playoff. Let's go, man.
Let me put the banner up in there. Fucking right, yeah.
You know, we ain't talked about it in a minute. I know y'all probably like, hey, no, we still.
I ain't checked this since we got motherfucking with the Cancun, but
Chuck said Galveston. Chuck said y'all got sent to Galveston.
we ain't even making that. Ho, jail it. Ho, Chuck. We got enough money to get out of the country. We making more money than y'all was making in the 90s, Chuck. We can get out to Galveston? That's just offshore Texas.
And there was a purpose, and it was fucking hilarious, but the
I
nigga
know.
said you ain't even swimming on the shores. You in like crude oil. You in like damn near New Orleans biowater kind of like
BP oil leakage.
That's what y'all swimming in. That's what he said. You ain't
Fuck you, Chuck. You used to play it. Oh, fuck you.
Yo, Chuck is some shit, man. I mean, Chuck is rough, man.
Yes! Fuck you too!
I'm just
Fuck
saying.
you, Chuck.
Yeah, Chuck's pretty rough, man.
But
Chuck's pretty rough. But with that being said,
listen, I just want to ask you one thing.
Okay, talk to me.
Chuck, Shaq, and Kenny and Ernie might be leaving TNT. Proceed. That's what they call a tease.
I'm sorry, what? Nigga, where are you? Allegedly.
No, it's not. It's not allegedly.
Where did that come from?
Ernie, Chuck, Shaq, and Kenny Smith may be. Well, I ain't gonna say they may be leaving. The money.
Talk, sir.
Let me sum it up. TNT owns the rights to a lot of basketball, NBA. Talks have come up in negotiations for other people to buy the rights to what TNT has. That entity has been NBC Sports. They say we've been dying to get back into NBA.
Right.
TNT Sports said, we don't need that like that.
We don't need that.
We don't need that like that. So their contract is just about to be up. NBC like, we got 2.5 Billy with a B, not with a B. TNT like, we probably going to bow out. So that means the end of Ernie, Chuck, Shaq, and Kenny, possibly after these championships. Proceed.
Okay. So, I mean, I think this playoffs have offered some very shocking results. I mean, the fact that we're literally talking about the Timberwolves is insane. Okay, so let me back up.
Insane?
It's fucking insane.
Insane?
Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely. Because we're here, and the way that they got here is insane. A sweep? That's insane.
They swept out a team that needed to be swept.
Talk about them. Who?
The Phoenix Suns.
Who?
I have
Who?
the Phoenix Suns featuring
Oh, I'm gonna let you go on this one.
featuring
I'ma let you
Kevin
go on
Durant, Devin Booker, and Bradley Beal.
Hold on.
I have been off of that. And I'm saying, look, I am one. I do not believe in super teams.
That's why I'm gonna let you go. I'm gonna let you go.
I do not believe in super teams, but what I will say is I am in favor of amassing all the great talent you can put on your team. It just has to be chemistry smart. Now, when they
chemically,
chemically smart. And it wasn't. I said it has to do with a lot of roster construction. This was one of the worst roster constructed teams I ever seen in my life because you had 3 people that did the same goddamn thing, and it was like I think you said it was like large size Snickers, regular size Snickers, fun size Snickers. Kevin Durant, Devin Booker, Bradley Beal. But these are the 3 people who you're looking at to lead your team, and I'm like, that's not going to work. As soon as they put that together, that's not going to work.
Nah, talk to him.
I told him it wasn't going to work. So when it didn't work, I'm like, okay, well, everybody's looking around like, oh, super team. I said, no, you got to look at these guys. Phoenix Suns. They are a team of scorers. One guy scores better than this guy. That guy scores better than that guy. That's not going to get you very far. This is the Phoenix Suns. It doesn't matter if it's Kevin Durant. It doesn't matter. Roster construction, I said they're probably only going to be about the 7th or 8th seed. They ended up being the...
Hey, man, do you lie?
I'm just saying, do you lie? When I looked at their...
Oh.
You know what? I'm going to go back a little bit. Let me you know what? I
feel some kind of way?
I feel some type of way, man, because I've been feeling the type of way.
Here it comes.
I've been feeling the type of way about a couple players that we've been mentioning any motherfucking way. You hear me?
Wait. Let me set the stage. We gotta set the stage.
Okay, what's that? Bradley motherfucking Beal. Let me talk about you first. I'm not mad at you got your bag. I'm not mad at anything. Dog pound. If you're gonna play this motherfucking game, get all your motherfucking bread and all of that. But you have ridden the coattails of the wave of the not great but pretty good guy getting a very
great but pretty good
guy getting a very
good. He's pretty good.
Getting a very huge bag. And that actually comes from people like LeBron and somebody like a KD and somebody who a Giannis who actually garners more money than you. Said, you know what? I'll take a couple less dollars to let somebody like a Bradley Beal or Tobias. We're not gonna go there. Stay on Phoenix.
You know what? I'm gonna give you. I got you. Because that could have very well been the Fresh on Fire.
That was my Fresh on Fire last week.
It still applies.
I could have brought it back. All
right, go.
Bradley Beal, I'm not mad at you getting all of your money, but you have had empty stats for about 7 years now. And the one thing I said, I'm on your side. I said, please don't put that man in point guard. He's not a point guard. He'll tell you any motherfucking thing to keep his motherfucking $70,000 million grade come through in the next 2 years. You know, I'll bring the ball up. I don't give a fuck. Yeah. But he's not that damn good. Let's move out the way. Devin Booker. I got a little something for you, cousin.
Hold on.
Yeah. Devin motherfucking Booker.
Not just Devin Booker, Devin motherfucking Booker.
Nah, because he has a lot of motherfucking shit to say when he up. He want to look at Luka, y'all saw. He want to look at Lakers. I want to say it was. No, it wasn't Lakers. It was somebody. Oh, you're too young and this and that. Hold on, good brother. You have been one of the few people to score 70 points in a losing effort. So you one of the very top leaders for empty stats. Because last time I looked, Phoenix has not went very far in the playoffs without Kevin Durant on their team. But for some reason, Devin Booker is this, Devin Booker is that. He can score this, he can score that. Can he stop somebody? Can he pass him somebody when he needs to pass to somebody? Okay, cool. I'm going to leave that right there because he's a little overhyped. But let me get to my motherfucking main person.
Oh, whoa. Time out.
There is a main. There's a main person.
You got a main, so there's a main.
There's a main
antagonist
culprit. There's a main antagonist in this whole thing.
Main motherfucker. Like, you ain't even got to that, nigga.
He's tall.
Hold on. Wait.
He's slim.
Wait. Hold. Time out.
I ain't gonna lie. I kind of like his sneaks, though. I kind of like his sneaks.
You kind of like his sneaks?
I do like his sneaks. I got a couple pairs of sneaks.
All right. So let's hold on. Time out.
That was the first shot. That was the second shot. I guess that first shot was for Oklahoma City. When you laugh, you cried, and you got the MVP. Man, we ain't supposed to be. Yeah, that was you. And then I thought you made one of the smartest moves I ever seen anybody in sports ever make in their life. Damn it, man. A guy who really deserves championships goes to a team that don't really need him, but they can really use him. And we could probably see something we ain't seen in our lifetime. Like somebody run off like 6 or 7 championships in a row. When this guy slim and tall and can reap a little bit and shoot the ball with the Golden State, he was actually named the MVP of the finals, and I actually say that's not that big, but say that's big. And people say that's big. Okay, give it to him. Give it to him. I'm saying
if there's any time you want a motherfucker to show up, it's
when the championship is on the line. I get it.
Absolutely.
I get it. So your role, hold up, man. When it's only 2 teams left, that's when I'm at my best. No problem. It was only one place that you could get to. Somebody recognizes you and playing you as your best. You had to be on that team, which was the Golden State Warriors. I still haven't said your name because we move on to Brooklyn. Because a motherfucker cussed you out, called you a bitch, and said, we ain't need you, nigga. We was winning without you, and we win without you after you left.
He was the original... Jordan Poole.
You lucky I ain't snuff you, nigga. But I digress. And we end up in Brooklyn. And the funny thing is, you say, I'm going to bring me another alien cookie motherfucker with me. Yeah. And I'm like, you know what? This may work. It's a lot of shit in this mix. But talent-wise, this could work. I didn't say should work. It could work. And then you even brought in another even more mercurial, can I say? Moody, as others would say, guy into the mix, and I say that's great talent, and people consider them a super team. How many motherfucking games did they even play together?
I don't know.
I still haven't mentioned the name of this tall, slim motherfucker yet, have I?
It's a lot of them in the league. Could be anybody. That's what the league is.
But I'm saying it ain't real beef yet until I say a name.
You ain't said a name. Like, it ain't real beef yet.
But breadcrumbs, Easter eggs.
Yeah, you ain't.
But I'm getting to a point where this tall, slim gentleman who reaps.
But you ain't say his name, though.
I ain't say it ain't beef yet. We just sparring. But this tall, slim gentleman who reaps, rather casually, asks for a trade out. You know what, man? These guys, Golden State wasn't enough. That was too much. That was Brooklyn wasn't enough. I don't know what. I'm going to force my way to Phoenix to play with the one guy I talked about, Bradley Beal. Like, I'm just here collecting my money. I ain't really that good. Devin Booker is, I think I'm that good, but I ain't really that good. Kevin,
they assemble. So this sound like an assembly.
So Kevin, motherfucking Durant, I have such a huge problem with you being bounced, smashed, boat raced, shit beat down your leg, as my man coach would say, in the first round. And not only that, the young lion that's on your neck that used to be you said that shit in your fucking face.
Who is that?
Ant-Man Anthony motherfucking Edwards. I don't know.
Whoa. Can't just say his name without.
Body part score. Body part score get hacked.
Listen. Let's like that. That's okay. So for everything that you just said about a nigga that you got an issue with, we got the rival of this nigga here. Son.
Can I just finish off KD?
You want to finish it? Okay.
I just want to finish off KD. I rode with KD all the way up until he said, man, y'all be looking at me crazy in Golden State. And I was like, nigga, you are one of the craziest motherfucking thinking people I ever thought in my life. So some of this shit is really going on. So I'm like, all of this shit that comes after it, dog, pal, it's on you, KD. You're not even the all-time nothing no more. I'm looking at you as a Carmelo Anthony.
I gotta agree.
You're a Carmelo Anthony with 2 chips and 2 Finals MVPs, which I think Carmelo Anthony would have got if he had just had the same motherfucking shot.
Now.
You don't think that way?
No. I'll clarify. 2 championships and 2 Finals MVPs hold a lot of weight, right?
Shout out to my cousin Poop Lips. Hey, baby! Hey!
Listen, holds a lot of weight, man, because to me, I do value those accomplishments, because what that says to me is that when you got on the biggest level, you showed out and you performed better than anybody else, right? But when we talking of all-time greats and things of that nature, right? The fact that history will be kind to those accomplishments, right? History will be very kind, because, and I say this because you achieved those accomplishments
Mm-hmm.
on the back of another man, right? One Steph Curry, right? Without Golden State, you don't get those.
Say that again for the people in the back, please. Without Golden State,
you don't get those. And I feel confident in saying that now because of what I know based on what's transpired since then. You've taken one of the most skilled players and added probably the era's most dominant offensive player to the mix, and you've gone to Brooklyn and it has failed. And what you did was you demanded your way out of that situation into another situation where not only did you go, but you've
convinced,
you've orchestrated a situation where you ended up with two of the era's best scorers in Devin Booker and Bradley Beal. So I don't want to hear about improper roster construction. I don't want to hear about, we need help in this era. No, bro.
Mm-mm.
Fam.
That's on you, cuz.
Fam. At some point, we got to cut this shit out, man.
It's on you.
At some point, as a superstar, you have to be able to. And I had this discussion with my son today, who is an avid KD fan. You know what he said to me?
What's that?
This is what he said to me.
What did he say? Primo or Jay?
No. Slim said,
Slim, I like to consider is the smartest.
This is what he said.
Get the fuck out of here.
That's what he said.
Bullshit.
That's what he said.
I'm listening.
I mean, shit, he got his 30 a game. What more you want him to do? Okay. All right.
That one was easy for me. That one was easy for me. I would say, you said he got his 30 a game. What you want him to do? I said, everybody likes Kevin Durant more than Giannis Antetokounmpo, right? Guess who'll give you 30 a game? Giannis Antetokounmpo. But he'll give you a couple steals, way more rebounds, probably as many assists, and so many more defensive plays. And it won't look, and his offense won't look nowhere near as smooth as the 30 that KD will give you. No crossovers and pull-ups. No, he's just going to drive and run into you, dunk over you, spin over you, or go to the line a whole bunch. Proceed.
Listen, I'm going to sum it up very simply. Having this conversation with my son, his favorite player is Kevin Durant. When I mentioned to him, the fuck is going on? His response is, he gave his 30 a game. He just ain't had no help, right? Okay.
Nah, nephew, you can't.
Here's what I say. Remember that Kobe Bryant commercial, right? Where he had with Nike and Kanye West is sitting in the audience and he says, so I've won 5 Grammys. What else more do I have to do? Kobe says, more. And Kanye West says, what are you talking about? And Kobe Bryant said, exactly. Nigga, you don't get it.
More.
That 30 a game had to be 38 a game. You know who got it? Mike. You know who got it? LB. You know who got it? Magic. More. Nigga, that's your regular season average. What the fuck are we talking about here? Ask Danny Ainge and Larry Bird what they fear. The Boston Strangler. He did more.
Andrew fucking Tony.
More. You know who's doing more right now? Anthony Edwards. More.
You know what I loved about him, and he wasn't even saying it about him. He said, man, in the first round, they was like, oh man, you going up against KD. Said, we got Jaden McDaniels. Guess who was right?
Listen.
Get the fuck out of here, man.
Fam.
KD.
Fam. To all my NBA guys.
I'm talking.
LB, Doc, Cool Shoes, Devon. Everybody out there. Let's talk about it.
I might hit y'all personally. Like, man, I need y'all to talk about Kevin Durant. How y'all feel about KD? Slim Reaper.
Listen,
how y'all feel about him?
Listen, crack research staff. Find that commercial. Find that Kobe Bryant Nike commercial.
More.
Where he talks about more. I'm a different animal and the same beast. He said I'm a different animal and the same beast. More. This ain't about what you did in the regular season, bro. Yeah, you 38 game in the regular season. Your team needs more. The situation calls for more.
Are you talking about that? As you want to show the people?
Run it. Run it. Simple. I've smashed every record I could smash.
Can they hear it? Why can't we hear it? Okay, maybe that's all something else, but more.
And they said, what the fuck did you just say?
More.
Exactly. I've won every Grammy you could win. More. Superstardom. More. The moment calls for more. Superstardom. More. The moment calls for more. The great ones rise to unprecedented levels. That's what the greatest do.
Okay, that's not the one. That's not the one. I just had it on the one. There it is.
How much more do you want from me?
More.
How much more successful do you want me to be?
More successful.
How many records can my records break?
More records.
But I'm the best.
But are you a different animal and the same beast?
What the f does that mean, Kobe Bryant?
You're welcome.
And he said, exactly. Nigga, figure it out. Figure it out.
Oh, maybe I'm gonna let that run through. One more again.
But you got to hear it in its entirety.
Just take those old
You got to hit the recycle. There you go.
30. How much more do you want from me?
More.
How much more successful do you want me to be?
More successful.
How many records can my records break?
More records.
But I'm the best.
But are you a different animal and the same beast?
What the f does that mean, Kobe Bryant?
You're welcome.
What the f is he talking about?
More. If you don't fucking get it, you don't fucking get it. Which brings me to my final discussion of the night. One Anthony Edwards.
Spartans! What is your profession?
Anthony Edwards, you got a unique situation here, right?
I'm lunching, man, but I should have had an Anthony Edwards motherfucking picture. I'm lunching.
You got a unique situation here because this ain't about actual ability. This is more about inspiration, right? Feel me where I'm going with this.
Fill you both hands, baby.
I don't want to put it on him yet because I'm more of a let's wait and see how this develops, right?
It's a lot of time. It's a lot more time than people think, but proceed.
But what I'm looking for here is the mic effect. right? It's not really. It's a blend of leadership and inspiration, right? Where you take a situation, you rise above it to the point where the guys around. It's almost like a Bruce Leroy glow.
I can see.
You ain't talking about it. It ain't a whole bunch of rapping. It's results driven.
Dragon.
It's results driven, right? This is what I'm going to do.
Ant-Man, right?
And not only that, no matter who you are, veteran, rookie, you fall in line with it.
Mm-hmm.
The Wolves are the perfect example of this. Anthony Edwards, I see a certain fluidity. I see a certain je ne sais quoi. I see a certain
Oh, say that again?
je ne sais quoi.
Oh shit. SAT word.
That doesn't mean you will win this series against the Nuggets.
Salute D-Rock.
But what up, bro?
Yeah.
What I'm saying is, Anthony Edwards, I absolutely adore what you have turned this franchise back into, because you have now turned this franchise back into what people affectionately love to call Kevin Durant's Dragon era. An MVP came from this. Let's not forget.
True.
An MVP came
Kevin
from
Garnett.
this. You are falling in line with what an MVP did there, right?
Mm-hmm. Kevin Garnett, you say
the dragon. He refers to himself as
dragon.
the dragon. I had to bring the
you
dragon.
say Kevin
up.
Durant.
I mean Kevin Garnett.
Kevin Garnett.
I'm sorry,
yeah.
absolutely.
The dragon
I appreciate
and the
it.
Slim. They two different people.
And you know, that's a whole different discussion in terms of what Kevin Durant's impact on the league is, and I think he is the Kevin Durant. I mean, Kevin Garnett is what I would call the building block to what we now know as the modern day era of basketball, the positionless basketball. That's a different discussion. We'll talk about that. But
sure,
this is where you come from. And Kevin Garnett does not play. So that's the lineage you come from. They're putting MJ, Kobe expectations on you.
Mm-hmm. Kobe, no. MJ, LeBron. Well,
No. Let's distinguish. Let's distinguish. It's MJ, Kobe.
I would say this
because it's serial killer
you know
vibes.
what? When I say it like this, I've only seen him compared to Jordan.
I mean,
I would. Now, even though Kobe is a disciple,
he's giving me MJ Kobe vibes.
Now,
just from
what
closer,
I be
mano a mano.
I fully noticed that myself. I just haven't noticed anybody comparing him to Kobe as well.
I would, and I'll say this.
I wouldn't say
This is why.
Okay.
From a technical standpoint, the fluidity, the gracefulness, and there's a certain level of gracefulness to Anthony Edwards' game that I put him in that category now, because there's no, he has a certain, I want to say, when I look at
he
Mike,
looks the part.
When I look, it's the look. But let me even break it down.
But it ain't just.
Let me just break it down.
It's just regular. Like, no.
Let me just break it down further.
Go ahead.
It's a ballet, right?
So you get nuance. You get nuance.
Yeah.
Because
it's different. Because this is not Kobe. Like LeBron James doesn't have that ballet Baryshnikov sort of feel to his game. He's more bull in the china shop, right?
I can definitely give you that.
It's a beauty, a symphonic.
It's a powerful beauty.
Yeah, it's a symphonic sort of.
He's a Mack truck.
Beethoven.
Man, he's a Mack truck with a pretty wash and wax. Wheels on.
He's a no. What's on?
That's what Kobe
what's on the
is.
front?
That's what say. That's
what's
what
on the front of? What's on the front of?
Is.
What's on the front of a Sprinter? It's a Benz emblem, right?
Yes.
Right. But you can't maneuver that motherfucker in the parking lot like you can a Ferrari or that motherfucking Alfa Romero or the Lamborghini Countach. It's a difference. It's a certain balance and
it is. Yes,
and
it is.
beauty to the movement. No disrespect to LeBron, he's a different vehicle. He's an SUV. Anthony Edwards gives me more
tires, right?
Anthony Edwards gives me more Ferrari, Lamborghini. You know what I mean? Race car, Daytona 500. Right. LeBron is more Outback, Range Rover.
Right. I'm a luxury. I'm an SUV.
Yeah, but it's not the
luxury.
Same. It's not the same.
Like he said, I'm an Escalade.
Right, and there's a beauty in the Escalade, but it's not the grace and balance and beauty and nimbleness.
It is different. It does look different.
You know what I mean? It's a different feel.
Yes, there is. Yes, it's
a different feel.
I agree with you.
It's a poetic, like it's a beautiful song, like a beautiful, like you on a road and it's a track hawk versus a fucking souped up Charger. Trackhawk is the fastest SUV you gonna find, but you get that motherfucking Lamborghini on the Autobahn.
Now, I totally agree that I think there is two. I think now in basketball there are two separate sides. I ain't saying either side is wrong. You have a side, Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant. Let's say Ant-Man, where people say, get on my back and I'll make everybody better. Which I ain't fronting on. Yeah, get on my back. And then you have the other side, Magic Johnson, LeBron James, so forth, so on is, I know I'm pretty good, but you know how we all could be better? Or probably I could be better? Is if y'all be good and I pass y'all the ball and get y'all involved. It's two different roads to this thing. Now, that's where I see where a lot of people like to plant their flags at. Do I like a motherfucker who want to put everybody on their back? Or do I want a motherfucker who going to get everybody involved?
It's just a matter of preference.
Now, I would say both ways have been effective. I wouldn't mind being on either side. I would not mind being on either side. I do have a preference, but I would not argue.
I have a preference. This is clear.
That's why I have a preference.
I'm not even going to hold you. There is definitely a preference because shout out to young Anthony Edwards, man.
Gotcha.
And here's the beauty in what Anthony Edwards is facing, right? Anthony Edwards is now facing a fucking 3-time MVP that you have to conquer. It was sweet. You went up on him 2-0. They're playing right now.
You know what?
What? They're playing right now.
Don't even sweat it, good brother. I might even get us some live footage.
The Wolves are, and they're at home. The Wolves had a chance to put the Nuggets out. Here's the beauty in it, in that you're facing an MVP, and this is the beauty in mono and mono, prime and prime. And I'm not even gonna say Anthony Edwards is in his prime right now.
No, he's still kind of getting into it.
I personally think you are 3 years away from an Anthony Edwards prime, or what we're seeing is a very extended super prime.
Well,
Because because listen, he could be entering a prime right now that could extend through his late 20s and early 30s.
or he could be entering a prime right now that could end before he is 30.
And we've seen that before.
And
We've seen that before.
and that's the part I kind of want to
We've
speak
seen a
to
nigga
as well. I'm not saying, I'm saying Ant-Man is very talented. But what I'm saying
let's
is
go out on a limb. That's what we do.
Oh, go ahead.
Is Ant-Man the fucking real deal, or you still gotta wait and see? I mean, I personally, I'm gonna jump out there. I've seen enough. He's fucking one of them guys. Him,
Man, hold on. Can I?
him, the Joker, Paulo Banchero, Wembenyama.
Hold on. Now see, these.
All right, let me pull it back then. Let me pull it back.
These are conversations. I'm like, hold on.
Do we gotta go on later on this week and talk about that?
We could just talk about just that
Okay.
later on this week.
All right, well, let's save that.
One thing I will say is that I think primes of careers are coming earlier.
Cool. Okay.
They only last that long for the special ones. That's all I'm saying.
The special ones have an extended prime.
As in LeBron.
Do you feel like we watching an extended prime, or is that just one of those hindsight things?
To me, I have watched enough sports to say he showed us everything we need to see up until this point. But I've seen enough to say, shit, 2 years from now,
He could be shit.
yeah. So he's checked all the boxes to this point.
This feels good though. Does it feel like one of them ones? Because I mean, like, but we got to definitively make a statement at some point.
Let me say this. I admit it. I was one of the people. I don't know if Ant-Man.
Yeah, go there. I want you to tell him first.
I don't know if Ant-Man loves it. I don't know if he can max himself out. And this is his own admission. That's what I'm saying. His own admission. I see the talent in him. But I've seen the talent in a lot of players, in a lot of people.
Iceman, here we go. Yeah.
And that's what I'm saying. I was like, I've seen that. And I've seen that in just about every NBA player that's played. When you say, well, football is my favorite sport and that's my top sport. Okay, cool.
That's a red flag.
That was what he said. That was what he had said. I'm like, well, obviously he don't love basketball like he loves football. So when he says, man, I like football a little bit more, and I kind of don't be going all 100% in basketball, I kind of believed him. I believed him. Now, other people, like Iceman said, man, don't believe that shit. I'm like, well, hold on. I see the talent, but the talent doesn't exceed the sum. And when he says, football is my favorite sport, and I'm not going as hard in basketball, I'm like, all right, well, let me hold off on that. Let me hold off on that. Good brother Ice was like, I'm all in, or I'm definitely in. I'm like, let me hold off on that. He made that up to me. I go say in short change, but like, in enough time, like, he looks like he's a motherfucker who's, whether he is his favorite sport or not, you're putting in the requisite work to nigga, I'm going for this. So I have to give you that respect. And that was in that same season. It was later on, but I had to change my mind. I did change my mind. With that being said, I'm like, all right, cuz, you still. I'm trying to pull him up right now, but you're only up 2-1 in the second round.
So is this Anthony Edwards' love and adoration and crowning just a bit premature, or do you think based on what he's been doing is kind of warranted? It's like, damn, nigga,
no.
you balling.
I would say it's warranted. I wouldn't say it's
and you know how we do. It's warranted until what?
Until it ain't warranted.
All right, because that's our rule. It's warranted till it's not.
What I'm saying is, I can't deny him right now. None of us can.
And that's not an escape clause.
And that's what I'm saying.
That's not a.
And I told you. No, I won't allow you or you or you or you. And that's why I disclosed. I wasn't the biggest fan of his. That's why I disclosed that, bro. Like, I want to allow somebody else. Oh, no. He's shown up improving. Whether he said this or that.
Big time.
That's what I'm saying. Whether he said this or whether he said that, he's shown up improving. That shit, what you thought about me, it ain't gonna work. So whether I'm for real or for fake, I'm going to play as if I'm the top, let's say 3. No. Let's say 2 players in the NBA playoffs right now. I'm saying him and Jalen Brunson, and even Jalen Brunson might have took a hit earlier. You ain't see that massacre, did you? Let me ask you something. My basketball heads out here. Let me put the NBA up. Nah, my basketball heads out here. I want to ask y'all something about the New York Knickerbockers. They will make you love their team. Oh, they're scrappy.
It's a very gritty, filthy.
Let me say this to you. You got 15 players on the roster. 15. It used to be 12. Some people still think it's 12. You have 15 players on your roster. And do you think it's smart for the New York Knicks? I ain't going to use incendiary words, but I'll say, do you think it's smart to use your best players for the New York Knicks at the premium that they're using them at? That's what I'm saying.
No, it's not smart. It's not smart to answer your question. The baseline your question says it's a Tibbs typical run them in the dirt. Fuck it, it's playoff time. Like, it is what it is. Like, what are we like? Am I gonna monitor your minutes in the playoffs? No.
Nigga,
unfortunately,
until your sleep fall off.
Yeah. But unfortunately, everybody's walking wounded going into the playoffs.
Is everybody?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, absolutely. Everybody is. But
I want to stick a pin in that. We're gonna.
Here's the beauty in that. Because being the best player in the NBA is not just simply about numbers. It's about what's that huge A word that we love to glorify?
Availability. It's the best ability.
Because, nigga, availability is better than your jump shot, your fucking crossover, your triple-double ability. Nigga, if you ain't available, none of that matters.
Shout out to Hanif. Happy Mother's Day. Shout out to Miss Liz. Happy Mother's Day, baby. Sis.
Absolutely. NBA is a war of attrition. There's a reason.
Say that one more time for the people in the back.
The NBA is a war of attrition. There is a reason that there is an 82-game season. This is about survival of the fittest. So when you go into the playoffs, everybody's fatigued, injured, beaten up, battered. Listen,
we're going to see who the best team is unless there's an individual on an individual team that can lift that team above the other teams.
Exactly. If you're walking, talking, lift your team.
Hello.
This is why I have
How
no
are
sympathy
you?
for Kevin Durant. Zero.
Put my shades on for that nigga, man.
Because my thing is, as an NBA superstar, when you're on that level, you're required to deliver a superb metahuman experience, at least for one round.
One. The first round.
One round.
The first round. That's the only round you got.
Nigga, you can fling him out from it. Yo, you gotta show that. You gotta show your superhuman abilities for one round, bro. One round.
I don't want to feel bad in my Kevin Durant's takes.
Ho. Kevin Durant.
I don't want to feel
See
bad.
what I did there?
I don't want to
That's
feel
a
bad.
bar.
I'm saying I don't want to feel bad about Kevin Durant's.
That's a bar.
You feel what I'm saying?
That's a bar.
But what I'm saying is, I, like you, like a lot of people in Fire Ice Experience and across America and the globe, have looked at Kevin Durant in a certain way, and he's never showed up opposite of any of those other ways. And I'm like, this guy has been bestowed. You know, look, if you bestow some shit on somebody, they better show the fuck up. If it's your talent, I ain't bestowing it, but so let's just say Justin Herbert.
I have a couple
I'm
of
just
questions.
saying. I'm listening. I'll answer them.
I have a couple of questions. Is Kevin
Willie,
Durant
Uncle Willie, what you doing, senor? What you doing? Holler at us.
Is Kevin Durant regarded as one of the greatest scorers of our time?
Yes.
Is Kevin Durant regarded as one of the more skillful players of our time?
That's why I have heard that. You hear? I said yes.
I'm gonna take it even further.
That's what I have heard.
Is Kevin Durant regarded as one of the more unstoppable players of our time?
That's what I have heard.
Now, you would be surprised at wondering. Take a guess at what Kevin Durant's career high is.
I'm not surprised at it being 49 points.
Close. Take one more stab at it.
50.
No.
50. No, he ain't got 50.
You want 3 stabs at it? Because I gave you 2.
You said 49. I said 49 because I thought that was what he got in that playoff game. 50. You can take that out. I'd actually 50. So it got to be 51, 52, 53, or 48, 47. Tell me what it is. I'm in the ballpark.
Kevin Durant dropped his most points in a game versus the Hawks on April 2nd, 2022 with 55 points.
Meaningless. I think that's what you was getting. It was meaningless.
55.
55.
Donovan Mitchell scored 70-some points. Donovan Mitchell, you're one of the more dominant scorers in the NBA. This is, bro, in an era of scoring, in a place where you've put yourself in. Pause. You've put yourself in pole position.
Pause. You know what? I don't mean what
you owe us a nuclear game.
I don't even mean to cut you off, but do you know that he's considered the scorer on his team? But do you know the second and third options have scored more points than him in a game? Bradley Beal and Devin Booker have both scored. Man, I will outdo you.
Here, I want to throw 3 things at you. You know what?
Bradley Beal, he probably did that shit to get a lot against the Sixers.
Do you know what his running mate, one of his former running mates' career high is? Kyrie Irving.
No, I don't. I would assume, but I don't.
Kyrie Irving had his most points in a game versus the Magic on March 15th, 2022 with 60 points.
Damn, I was going to say 55, but I would have undercut on
60.
Kevin.
Now, hold on. Because we already know Devin Booker hit 70, right?
Yeah.
Cool with that.
Bradley Beal hit 60 on the Sixers. I've seen it. With my own. He lost the game, but he hit 60 on the Sixers. He hit 60 on the Sixers, and I think they still lost by like 10.
Bradley Beal had his most points in the game against the 76ers on January 6, 2021 with 60 points.
That's amigo. I'm a Sixers fan, but they lost, right? But they lost.
Okay, so my question, my thing here is win, lose, or draw.
Mm-hmm. Talk to me.
So you got one guy on your team capable of getting 71. You have one guy on your team capable of getting 60.
That's two people. That's 130 points.
That's on the optimum greatest night ever for everyone on.
But two people, 130 points. That's the optimal.
When are we gonna start looking at Kevin Durant crazy?
Should we?
No, I think it's warranted.
Oh, I'm saying
because now those two Golden State championships look extremely cheap.
I knew they was for him. I said that Finals MVP shit. That's overrated.
No. I'm not gonna say.
I'm gonna
tell you why a Finals MVP
it means something.
Means a lot.
I'm
gonna tell you why a Finals MVP does mean a lot. Because what that means is on the grandest stage,
you was the best nigga
against another conference's best player.
You was the best.
You would be perceived as the best. Now, some people will argue, well, that's not true.
Now, I've gained a little bit more respect for the Finals MVP. I will say that.
Finals MVP's hard. Because people would like to say, oh, well, Andre Iguodala won the Finals MVP. No, what that Andre Iguodala outperformed the best player on his team for a 7-game stretch. It doesn't mean he was the best player on his team. He outperformed.
I still don't believe he deserved that motherfucking Finals MVP. I'm not gonna argue anybody down for it. I'm not. The stats and the results were what they were. I would have gave it to Steph. Give it to Andre. He came from Philly. So, all right, cool. I'm cool with my guy getting that. But let's get back to KD. Fucking no. Let's get. Hey, Molly Bruce. I know that's your man. I'm on one tonight.
That legacy is terrible.
Slim Reaper. He's not that nigga, man. He I want to bring our guy from the 80s up to Kevin Durant's level. He's Alice fucking English without going to Golden State.
Nigga. Bernard King. Alex English.
Maybe a truncated Chris Jackson, Mahmoud Abdul-Rauf.
Nigga. If you're going to go out. Listen, it's late. Let's go on later on this week. All right,
I'm with it.
During one of the playoff games.
I'm with it.
Listen, we're going to get.
I'm with it.
It's summertime, so that means we can get L.
Nah, I want to get my baby Molly Bruce.
We're going to get Molly Bruce. We're going to get shoes. Let's do a simultaneous. Let's do a simultaneous cast. It could be done because this is Fire and Ice. That's what we do. Let's get a simultaneous cast. Let's watch the game, one of the late games, right? Let's do one of the late games.
Yeah.
Like Tuesday night or something.
Yeah, let me know.
Wait. Mom need me. I think Cookie need me on Tuesday night. So
no problem.
Wednesday night or some shit like that. Gotta be a game on Wednesday night. So let's get it on. got a couple things we need to accomplish too. So listen, this is the Fire Nights Experience, man. It's your boy P, flanked by the world's greatest Fresco. Any closing thoughts, bro?
I want people to look at what really gets the job done as opposed to what makes you feel good. Because the doctor said, yeah, man, you've been doing shit to make you feel good for 40 some odd years.
Right.
That ain't good for you. You feel what I'm saying? So some people, man, we don't like this nigga over here. We like this nigga. It make you feel good. But that ain't what you have you living a long life. That's one of the things I learned.
Without any further ado, we appreciate y'all rocking with us. Anybody that tuned in for 5 minutes or 55 minutes, man, we love y'all. It's the Fire Nights Experience. It's your boy P, the boy Fresco, man.
I love it, man. I fucking love it, man. I love y'all. I love it.
Listen, we will be back with y'all this
I've been
week.
drinking.
Talk about this knee deep in the playoffs, man. My guy, the PFP, pound for pound, greatest basketball player on the planet, Kyrie Irving. Whether you agree or disagree, let's talk about it.
I'm going to disagree with that, even though I love Uncle Drew.
Say less.
Oh, that's for another day. That's what they call a tease.
Say less. Fire Nights Experience, man. We out.
We live at the Fire Nights podcast, man, and it's certain moments that you have when you do these things, and I think it's more the moment.
These guys came from Woodland, Delaware.
Where are you from?
Now,
from the
who's
east
fighting
side.
right now? Who's fighting right now? Who's fighting right now? Who's Let me see him. Let me see him. Let me see him. Let me see him.
Listen, man, it's your boy Katt, man. Fire Nights Podcast.
Let me see him.